It's Patrick 1969, and I'm doing something yet again that's not too typical of me. This time I'm reviewing a model kit. It's very, very different for me. Anyways, about a month or two ago, I got my first model kit. It was a high-grade Gundam Zabanya, and I did have a lot of fun building it. But I wanted something a little bit more challenging and a lot more detailed, even though Zabanya, for its size, had a lot of good stuff about it. So this time I did a GNX Jinx, I guess you can call it. Cool little mobile suit from Gundam 00 Season 1. Well, end of Season 1. But anyways, this review is basically just going to be on the build and what my impression was on building it. I'm not a model kit maker. I don't buy the kits too often. So this is pretty much just my impression on how it all went, whether or not it was fun, and you know, maybe motivating someone else to get into model kits as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this review. So when I first got this kit, I saw all this neat little artwork on how everything moved and, you know, what could be expected in the kit itself. Turning it around, we then get to see all the features such as the pseudo-GN drive and cockpit opening and the little figurines you get, and I really like that. So that's mainly why I decided to get it. And there wasn't really a master grade Gundam Exia except for the Ignite mode, and I didn't want to deal with all those parts for the Ignite mode. I wanted to try something a little bit simpler. Plus, I also like grunt suits a lot. Yeah, love grunt suits. This kit wasn't too hard to build. In fact, I owe a lot of help to the guide itself, which is what it's meant to do. But it's really simple in getting into. So if you're afraid of getting into a master grade and haven't done a model kit before, it's actually pretty easy with this suit. You can just jump right in, and that's it. Some of the things you will need, though, and I think largely this information largely in part to Robert. 184, I think that's his name, sorry, can't remember for some reason. Anyways, he suggested always having a black lining pen and a gray lining pen to highlight some of the details in the models, and they do work extremely well. If you have a hobby store, you should have them selling Gundam products, and these lining pens should always be there. They usually cost around $2.50, nothing more. And they're a really good buy. You can also use them on your figures as well if you ever wanted to do panel lining and have kind of the little Japanese feeling to them. But yeah, a definite good buy right here. The first thing I'm going to show off is the upper torso. It was actually a lot of fun building. I always expect the upper torso to be fun, but this more so than as I expected. You get a lot of little intricate parts in the arm, and little bit of details in the fingers as well. They don't bend all the way, but you know, they have these nice little neat little spikes on there. The bend on the elbow is pretty good. You get a lot of opportunities to line with your pens and whatnot. As you can see, I did some black lining in there and gray on the head and stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. You get a lot of good bending articulation in the bottom of the torso there, and of course you see this big gaping hole. That's for the pseudo-GN drive. If you can see in there, which you can, there's a purple kind of lens, or a violet kind of purple lens. That's for the light up GN drive, or the little LED that comes out. When I got this guy, they didn't have any red LEDs or anything. They just had the green ones, but I saw online that they have the red ones out now, so I might be picking some up to stick in here. Unfortunately, you don't get any of that light shining on the forehead piece or the eyes at all. That's just a sticker. So, anyways, really cool. Really liked building this. You get some extra fins on the top, and I'll go ahead and put those on right now to show you guys how that looks. I put one in just to talk about something really quick. When I started collecting Gundam again, I remembered why I stopped, and it was mainly because I had already gotten what I wanted, and the figures started to get expensive when I was, you know, only 13 or whatever. And when I tried to get into the Gundam Wing model kits, which we all remember in America, the model kits weren't that great. They were really crummy. Parts would come off and things wouldn't fit properly, and they wouldn't look anything like their actual selves from the show. But with that being said, I was a little scared because I know there's quite a few moving little parts, mainly just the wing tips and all that stuff on the GNX. I was scared that these would come off, which, you know, they do. It's nothing that big of a deal. They pop on really easily with the ball joint right here. You just pop it in. It's done. They don't come off too easily. You actually gotta, you know, really push it down before it pops out. But that was one of the things I immediately wanted to find out, is whether or not these fit on there really well, and they do. So if you're scared of picking up a master grade model kit, or any sort of model kit, a high grade or anything like that, from, you know, I don't know, 2007 up, because that's the extent of what I've gotten, then, you know, there's no fear in any parts really coming off too easily, at least with the Jinx, that is. I feel like they've done a pretty good job. They've made me pretty happy. The armor doesn't come off or anything like that. These parts do move, however, but I think they're supposed to do that. So let me show you the GN drive now. So there's the GN drive. Nothing too spectacular, especially because there's no LED. You get a nice little stand right here that you can pop it in. Really cool looking. It gives you a lot of opportunities. Let me get some shade in there so you guys can see. This light's bouncing off it way too much. There you go. With my hand covering it, you kind of see the black lining on the cone there. Up close, it looks really, really good. Again, I'm no master model kit maker. Hell, I'm not even, you know, I wouldn't even consider myself a beginner. I think I'm still really, really crummy. That being said, I do think I did a pretty good job on the lining for this model kit. And it's mainly because it's pretty easy to not mess up. But anyways, this thing opens up kind of like that. It's supposed to be when it's taken out of the suit, and then you close it like that when it's put in. So here, I'll actually go ahead and show you. Getting the upper torso, you go ahead and push it in, and boom, all done. Gosh, I just really wish I had a light for this thing. It would look a million times better. Moving on to the legs, and as you can see, it's completely out of the camera's view, at least on the top here. This was actually equally as enjoying or entertaining to build as well. There's a lot of moving parts, but nothing too crazy to where it breaks apart really easily. That's one thing I hate about figures, when, you know, there's a lot of parts that move around. Curious Gundam, I'm talking about that one. And stuff pops off where it doesn't fall into place and doesn't stay there. This one does. A lot of nice little wings, openings and stuff. As you can see, it bends really nicely, fluidly. A lot of good opportunities to line. And then you get also some nice little surprises. Let me prop the camera up a notch and actually see if I can get it all there. Well, there's the top. As you can see, upper legs right here, I showed that it can open a little bit. The beam saber hilts are stored right there. Now the cockpit is kind of interesting. It's kind of reminiscent of Turn A Gundam. Pops out, and there you go. You get a little Smirnoff or Soma Pires. Either or, you can switch them. You get both pilots. But yeah, I like that a lot. So anyways, really cool lower torso, or lower legs and torso. You also get these giant wings, which again, these pop into place pretty easily with a ball joint. Unfortunately, these are a little bit easier to pop off, but nothing too bad. I mean, again, a lot of other things make up for it. You know, unless you're fiddling with this thing too much, they're not going to pop off. Again, you get a lot of opportunities for panel lining. I put some black lining in there, as you can see. It doesn't come out that way. But now I guess we can look at the weapons. So let's go ahead and start looking at this. Being a typical grunt suit, you get all the traditional weapons that a grunt would have: swords, a shield, and a gun. Pretty basic, but you get little surprises here and there. The shield actually pops out and does this little turning motion. Little difficult to get it out. If you pull the little tips out like that, these things will pop off, but again, something I can't stress enough, you get so many lining opportunities, and I'm not saying lining everything makes it look good. I'm saying slight lining in different places here and there makes some things pop out really nicely. You can't see it on there, but oh, there you go. Right there on the circle part right here, I did a little bit of lining. In person, it actually looks a lot better than it kind of does on camera, I think. But anyways, shield, beam sabers, and you get removable hilts. You saw these hilts stored in the knees or the upper legs. Again, lining opportunities, all on the beam sabers. White. There's a lot of white on this mobile suit, and I found that using gray mostly instead of black actually makes it pop out a little bit more. I didn't really like black on this suit, and just didn't go well with it. But anyways, you get a blaster, of course. This is a long rifle. Takes up the whole camera screen. But anyways, it's actually a 2-in-1 rifle. Here you see its long version, and I hope I don't pop anything off. There we go. And here's the short blaster version. You actually take that off too. And there it is. This handle swivels out. Really cool. So I guess all that's left is just to construct everything together and show you guys how I did and give you my final thought on it. And well, here it is, my fully constructed GNX mobile suit. Had a lot of fun building it. Hope you guys like how it looks. Like I said, I'm not the best Gundam model kit maker. In fact, I put myself lower than beginning level. But all in all, I think I did a pretty good job. I don't think I messed anything up too badly. Anyways, with that being said, the whole kit was a lot of fun to build. In fact, it actually prompted me to get a few other kits as well, which I'll probably be showing off later on down the road. But does it make me want to get into it more? It does. So if you're a beginning, if you're a Gundam enthusiast and you've never made the jump from model kits or from figures to model kits, then I definitely suggest doing so. But obviously, get some of the older kits. I mean, don't get anything that's going to challenge you too much. You want to get into something that at the end you'll be able to look at and say, yeah, I enjoyed making it. It looks good together, and then that'll help you graduate onto other type style kits like Zeta Gundams and let's see, Unicorn Gundam type stuff. The building process wasn't too long. It really only took me a day and a half maybe. And that was with brakes and everything in there. Simple design. You don't have to get like color pencils or color pens or anything like that to paint them up. Just 2 lining pens and you're done. Oops, he's falling. But anyways, with that being said, a lot of fun building it. A lot of fun reviewing it and showing you guys how I did. Hope you like how it looks. With all this light shining on it. It's a pretty sunny day for winter. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews and take care. Bye-bye.